to relationship goals. This is the season where we are going to help you get all the tools to build the kind of relationship that you actually want.
Yeah, would you say this is a blueprint to healthy dating and relationship?
Yes. You know, here on Heart of Dating, we focus a lot on the stages of singleness and dating. But a lot of people have commented, well, after the dating phase, Kate and JJ, what do we do when we get into relationship? Because there's a lot of marriage courses out there and marriage books, but there's not a lot about how to do a dating relationship well.
I know. And it's so funny why I love Heart of Dating. What you started is there's a lot of just get married, just get married, just get married. I'm like, well, that's not very helpful.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't explain very much from the dating part to the relationship to the engagement part. It's just like, yeah, just figure it out.
Yeah.
So this is after the first date. You've been dating for 90 days.
Yep.
You're in relationship. And it's like, okay, what the heck now?
They were putting on their best behavior. You were all in infatuation, and then you start hitting some bumps in the road.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what we're going to go over this season. We are first going to talk about how to handle conflict. A lot of people think that conflict means to run from the relationship. And we're actually here to say that conflict doesn't always have to be a bad thing.
Yeah, we were doing a dating panel with a pastor one time, and he was like, you know, guys, you should really not have conflict in dating and relationship. It should be a lot of fun. It should be fun. I'm like, what? And then you have Gary Thomas or, you know, Dr. Cloud, and they're like, conflict is normal. So I'm like, who's right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to talk about what is a healthy amount of conflict and how to handle it.
Yeah. How do you handle it if you're a person that blows up? And how do you handle it if you're a person that really shuts down in the face of conflict? We're also going to talk about communication. What are your core emotions? How do you communicate those emotions? And how do you communicate needs to your partner? I also love, we're going to have a really amazing expert guest that's coming in to talk about healing some of the really deep core things about yourself. A lot of times we look to the other person to fix us, but really we have to look to ourselves, partner with the Holy Spirit, with God to really heal the wounds inside of us.
Yeah, we'll talk about pacing in relationships. This is for the fellows who like to start out nice and hot with like the good morning texts and the Bible verses and the amazing dates. And they don't realize you're setting the bar really high and the pace really fast for the next 12 months. And I think that's a really, really good discussion. How long is too long? How fast is too fast?
Yeah.
What does a healthy pace in dating and relationship look like? Does it change if I'm in my 20s, in my 30s, if I'm 40, if I have a kid, if I don't have a kid, if I'm divorced? We're going to talk about it. Boundaries.
Yeah, we're getting into boundaries. We're talking all the boundaries, emotional, spiritual, and of course, physical, sexual boundaries. And we're going to actually really dive into sexual ethic. What is your sexual ethic? How do you really develop a healthy sexual ethic?
Yeah, one of my favorite ones that we're going to do is soul ties. So fun fact, I'm not even going to spoil it.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. We got to give it away in the episode.
Soul ties is such a loaded word. I can't wait for us to break this one down. So fun and exciting. Let's go.
One of my favorite topics we're covering is purpose and mission in dating. We are so focused on finding someone that just fills our life and fits in so perfectly into our life that we miss what is the actual purpose of dating and what's the actual purpose of getting married. We're also going to talk about spiritual alignment. What if you're dating somebody who's not quite at the same spiritual pace as you? Should you still date them? What about missionary dating? How do you handle all of that? And of course, we're going to talk about how do you know that you really know this is somebody that you should get engaged to?
And Kate, you almost forgot one.
What?
Was that on purpose? You don't want to talk about it?
No, I love it. What topic is it?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean gender roles?
Yeah, I mean gender roles.
We're going to talk about gender roles.
The beauty of masculinity and femininity, and how to make room for the masculine, and how the masculine can step up. This one's for the boss girls and the boys. We can't wait. That's going to be a lot of fun. So I think what I'm excited about in this season is we have pastors, we have authors, we have therapists, we have theology, thought leaders. And so
Yeah, lots of experts in this season. We really packed it in with people who are older and wiser and really have a very strong voice on these various topics that we're covering.
Are you trying to say that so-and-so is old?
They might be some wise sages on here.
I'm sending that to all of them.
Hey, so if you are single, dating, or in a relationship, grab your coffee, get your notebook, get your favorite highlighter. I know you got one. Get ready because we are about to get deep in this series called Relationship Goals. Let's go.
Let's go.
The Heart of Dating podcast is created by Kate and JJ Tomlin. Shout out to our epic audio and video editor, Scott Caro. We have an amazing Heart of Dating team who helps bring this show to you each week. I want to shout out Lena Gibson, our brand and community manager. We couldn't do it without them. Now, if you guys have never ranked us or reviewed us on iTunes or Spotify, would you consider doing that? It would mean so much because our podcast can get more discovered and more people can learn how to better date as Christians. Don't we all want that? We launch our podcast each and every week on Wednesdays, so we will see you next week.